Hi, and thank you for watching Witnessing to the Witnesses. My name is Rob, and I'm a Christian. In this video, I would like to look at Jehovah's Witnesses and logic and the reasoning. This video I'm trying to produce, amongst other ones, are for the benefit of Christians who are going to be seeking to minister to members of the WatchTower Bible Tract Society. For those of you who don't know anything about the organization, the WatchTower Bible Tract Society is a religious cult which teaches or tells its membership what to believe. Let me say that again. It teaches or tells their membership what to believe. And they do that through their Bible studies, their materials, their vast amount of materials, magazines and books and booklets, and Sunday gatherings at Kingdom Halls. They kind of squash out independent thinking. They want its membership to be submitted to the organization. They want their all independent thinking kind of squashed out. They don't want someone who's going to disagree with them. They want those who are going to say be yes men, in a sense. Actually, it discourages membership from reading the Bible independently of the organization. I think it was its founder that said something to the effect of that if a member of the Watchtower simply read the Bible for 2 years without the help of the organization, they would revert back to apostate Christendom, what we believe, what historic Christians historically have believed. And this is really telling of the organization. They want its membership in line. They want them to believe what they say. And if they don't, they're going to get in a lot of trouble. They could be excommunicated, lose family, friends, lose a job. There's a whole host of things and threats that they could keep people in line. But the organization, if a member is faithful, they'll simply receive, accept, and believe in what the organization teaches them. And so then anything that is contrary to the organization, like anything Christian, pretty much, the Bible itself, anything that is contrary to the organization is deemed as illogical or unreasonable. I'll give you a clear example. Jehovah's Witness and a Christian get together. The Christian comes and says Jesus is God. Jehovah's Witness may say, well, no, that's not true because that would be illogical and unreasonable. The Christian might say, well, why? Jehovah's Witness could say, well, because you being a son, can you be your father? And the Christian would think, well, no, of course I can't be my father. And then he might turn and say, well, so the Son of God can't be the Father either. Well, the Christian might say, well, yeah, I guess you have a point there. Yeah, the Son can't be the Father. See, what the Watchtower member just practiced was what's called a straw man argument. They put up this bogus, false argument that, let's say, me, being a son, cannot be my own father. It's true. I can't be my own father. So they want you in your mind to sway toward their thinking and then applying it to the Bible. And in the second argument, how they applied saying the Son of God can't be the Father, Christians should agree with them on that. But absolutely, the Son can't be the Father. And I say that because that's not what the doctrine of the Trinity is. That's not what Christians believe. We don't believe that the Son can be the Father. They're independent persons within the Godhead. There's one God in three persons, co-equal, co-eternal. So Christians don't believe this, so we could agree with them on that. I would actually turn the straw man on its head and make it truthful. Make it not a bogus question, but true question. Let's say, I could be like my father. My father was a human being, and I'm a human being. My father had certain qualities that I've learned from, so I could be like him in that sense. And so Jesus, the Son of God, is like his Father, the Father's deity, and so the Son is deity. I would add to that, though, that how can a mere creature be the full, exact image as God himself. No mere creature could fully explain the infinite God. In Colossians chapter 2 verse 9 and elsewhere, we see that Jesus is the exact representation of God the Father. Therefore, he cannot be a mere creature, because nothing in all of creation that is a creature can fully express the infinite God, and that's what Jesus does. As far as the logic and reasoning, they hold it up as a mere banner rather than actually sifting and weighing through things logically or reasonably. It's like an attorney in a court of law defending its client, the client being the watchtower and its beliefs. The logic, or the banner, logic and reason, is the attorney. If the opposing attorney says, hey, you know, your client is so-and-so or believes so-and-so, and the other attorney just says, no, that can't be, that's illogical and unreasonable. The judge might say, well, why is that illogical or unreasonable? And the attorney would say, well, because my client that doesn't properly represent what my client believes. You understand? The Watchtower teaches its membership what to believe. Its membership says that anything that comes against it is illogical and unreasonable. But they don't really reason. They don't really debate. They don't really sift through both sides of the argument. They only look to the Watchtower side and dismiss everything else. Secondly, logic and reasoning is not a tool used to interpret the scriptures themselves. This is not hermeneutics, and that's something that they don't understand. 1 Corinthians 2:14 says, the natural man receives not the things of the Spirit of God, nor can he, because they're spiritually discerned. The natural man has an inability, because of their sinful nature, to understand the scriptures. They must become a spiritual man or person. They must be born again by the Spirit of God and taught of God. They must pass from darkness to light and have a desire for the light, for the Word of God. Logic and reasoning from a sinful, fallible standpoint is not a tool to be used to understand the Scriptures. For example, God himself is infinite and far above and beyond us. Are we really to reason with God? Reason within our minds how or who God is? His abilities? Are we to say yes to one thing and no to another because it doesn't fit within our logic and reasonableness about what we think God is like? Or are we to simply accept what the Word of God says and put away our logic and reasoning? You know, God, are we to understand God in a box, in a limited sense, or should we understand God as he reveals himself? And if he reveals himself, or what he has revealed about himself, is in conflict with what we were believing, then we should put away what we're believing in, because we're limiting God because of logic and reasoning. People did this with traditions, with other beliefs, and the Jehovah's Witnesses do this with logic and reasoning. They make void the Word of God because of their logic and reasoning, just like the Catholics or the Pharisees do with their traditions. In the days of Jesus, in Matthew 15, the Pharisees made void the Word of God because of their tradition, because of what was called Corban. They neglected the law of Moses, and so people got out from underneath their financial obligation to their parents to provide for their parents who were in need, and just said, Corban, what I have or what I had to support you has been given to God. So they neglect the Word of God. They make it void because of their tradition. And here the Jehovah's Witness is doing this with their reasoning and logic. They make void the Word of God because of their logic and reasoning. They can't believe when the Word was God because it's not logical. And that's why I say their logic and reasoning is like a golden calf to them. It is their means of truth because, or banner of truth, because it must defend its beliefs, which are obtained from the Watchtower. I hope this video is a blessing to you. I hope I've explained things well. If you have any questions, please email me. Ask questions. I love a good discussion. Take care.